Hey guys, it's Sam. Today we're taking a look at some modifications I did to the Becker BK2, so I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so as y'all probably know, this is probably one of the most popular survival knives that's on the market today. And we previously did a video comparing this to the Gerber LMF2, which is kind of a review on the two knives also, so if you haven't seen that yet, I would recommend checking that out. But obviously this knife looks a lot different from what it did before. And probably the most obvious thing that I've done is take the finish off. So this knife, I'll try to get an original picture, but this knife had a hard black finish on it originally, and that's obviously been taken off. So to do that, I basically used acetone to get most of it off, and that worked pretty well. And then I used some fine grit sandpaper just to finish it off. Try to get it a little closer there. It's obviously not it's not that shiny or anything. It's not polished. Hopefully I'll do some more work on it a little bit in the future, but right now I like how it looks. So that's basically what I've done to the blade itself. So I would recommend taking the coating off. The coating eventually starts to rub off, especially like right here along the bevel. So that kind of just looks better if you take it off and strip it down. Another modification I've done to this knife is add like a finger choil right here. This is just to use your index finger so you can choke up on it like that, so you can do finer tasks like carving and that kind of thing. So to add that choil there, I use this Dremel tool, the rotating Dremel tool with this little grinding wheel here. So that it worked pretty well. It didn't take too long, and obviously as you can see, it's not anything too big, but it's enough to get your finger in there and really help you choke up and you know, control the blade better. The next modification I did was to get these stainless steel screws instead of the original black ones. Obviously that's going to match better with the cedar handle and the blade. I had to get the metric version of these seemed to fit the best. I don't know why, but it's not the exact same size as the originals, but it's pretty close, so that worked out pretty well. Basically it was this bag right here by Hillman. Alright, so those three things, getting the blade, taking the finish off the blade, adding a finger choil, and getting these new screws, are things you can do pretty quickly, probably under an hour or two. So it's not too hard. The major thing that I've done to this blade and to this knife is add these new handle scales. So obviously the knife came with these original black plastic ones, and they're not bad. They don't have much grip though, and they just kind of look plain. So I think this cedar adds a really nice look to it. Basically to do these, I literally just got it from a piece of firewood. So it was originally off this piece of cedar. Split it in half and then used two pieces about 6 inches long and started to shave it down. Alright, so then for all the cutting that I did on the cedar, I just used this Dremel tool with a wood saw attachment, and that seemed to go by pretty fast. Alright, so after I got a rough cut of the cedar with the Dremel tool, I just kind of smoothed it out with, I believe it was 60 grit sandpaper. Again, I used the Dremel tool as my sander, and got that. I also used the grinder a little bit to get like the rougher sanding done. But so basically just countersunk it and used holes big enough so I could get a ratchet in there and tighten it down with that. So that's how I did the holes for these. This side looks a little bit cleaner, but that's okay. It works out. But I really like the grain of the handle scales and how that turned out. I think it adds a really nice look to it. Also with the stainless steel, it just like complements it really well. So after that, I finished it with polyurethane to make it obviously like the shiny coating you see. I used 2 coats, I believe, and that really helped to make it shiny, added a nice look. If you're going to use that, it does darken it a lot, just to let you know. But I think I like the way it looks, and it turned out pretty good. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.